Oh my gosh. Welcome back to Chats with Jax. I am so sorry again for leaving you guys. The last 2 months of my pregnancy with a toddler was hard. It was really, really hard. So I apologize. All right, we're talking about my labor and delivery story. Okay, delivering twins, twin boys out of my kooks. Okay. That was a wild experience. But let's run it back to the day before. Okay. So I delivered on 4/30/2025. Okay. 4/29 was a Tuesday. Okay, we're taking it back. We're taking it back to the Tuesday before I delivered. It was a beautiful day, actually. I knew that IHOP was going to be my last meal, and I made it a point to go to IHOP. Okay, I made it a point to actually. I made it a point to actually run so many errands the day before. Maybe that's what put me into labor. For some reason, I told myself that I was going to go into labor May 1st. Like, I can't go past May 1st. Like, I just felt like I couldn't. I felt like so much pressure. Okay, so much pressure. Around 28 weeks, I had to go twice a week to the hospital to get NST testing done and to do AFIs. AFI is just like an ultrasound. And they were just checking my fluid, or the fluid within the babies, okay? If you watch my stories, you knew that like I kind of stopped going to my NST testing and some of my AFIs because they were charging me $250 per visit. And I was like, okay, first of all, who do you think I am? I'm going to let this bill go to collections because just joking. Allegedly, like, what do you say to save yourself to know, like, just in case my FBI agent is looking at this? Okay, no. All right. So, I did not want to freaking pay that. Like, I thought that was ridiculous. Like, how are you charging me that much money? Anyway, if my boobs start leaking, guys, just let me know. By the way, I'm in my robe, my Walmart robe. You know, I live in this, right? Just in case I need to pop boobie out. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting off track. So I had to do my NST testing, right? Twice a week. And I kind of stopped going, but because I was getting closer to what I felt like was my due date, I decided to go. So Tuesdays were the days that they were charging me like so much money, $250. So I was like, I don't know. I just thought, I told Kenny, I was like, maybe I should just go. Like, maybe I should just go. Okay, so NST testing was at 5 o'clock, but prior to that, I went to, like, I woke up and I wanted IHOP. I had a gift card and I was like, let's go. I had it for since my 21st birthday. Okay. I am 30 years old. So I've had that gift card for a while. And shout out to my cousin Rocio, or she's my aunt, kind of, but she passed away a couple years ago and she's the one who gave me that gift card. So I had my last meal on her and I just thought that was like really nice and special. So I knew that that was going to be like my last meal, like my last craving meal. So I went to IHOP, had a beautiful time. I was skeptical of going because I took Penny with me and Penny was not being, like, I don't know. I feel bad because I don't want her to like look back at this and be like, Mom, you're talking about me. No, I just like, she had a really hard time adjusting. I think to the end of my pregnancy, right? I couldn't pick her up anymore. I was freaking out of breath. Like I couldn't like carry her. I don't know. I just didn't even have the energy to do certain things with her. And I felt so bad. Like when I tell you guys, well, some of my YouTube videos, guys, I was out of breath. Okay. Imagine me at a toddler, me with a toddler. By the way, if you're wondering where the boys are at, the twins that I just had 3 weeks ago out of my kooks, they're in the living room with my father-in-law. And Penny is falling asleep with Kenny in her bed for nap time. Okay. All right, I'm getting off track again. I ran like so many errands with Penny. So I was going clear across town everywhere. Oh, and then for some reason I was craving, if you're from Fresno, AC Deli. I was like, you know what? I want to go clear across town again and get me another craving that I wanted. Doing all that, and Penny ends up falling asleep in the car. It's about like 2 o'clock by now. I get home. I even like for some reason have this weird burst of energy. I made flautas. Kenny went to Vallarta, got queso fresco, got some guac, got some rice and beans, all that stuff. I had to leave at 4:30 for my appointment to be there by 5. So I delivered at St. Agnes, okay? But still, we're talking about the day before. The day before, I go and get my NST. Well, the first thing I have to do is my AFI, which is the ultrasound. I walk in, I wait, everything's good. I go back there, and she's trying to find the baby's heads, right? And baby A is on my left, baby B is on my right. Baby A, I always known that baby A was like head down, and baby B was head down as well. She could find baby B's head, but she got so scared. She's like looking for baby A. She's like, oh my gosh, where's baby A's head? Like frantic, you know? And I was like, oh, he's like down there. He's down there. Okay. So she goes like all the way to my pelvic bone, and she's like, oh my gosh, he's like down there, like head down, ready to go. I'm like, oh yeah, girl, like I know it's been like that for a couple weeks, okay? And I don't know, it hurts. It hurts. Like I have so much pressure down there. All that pressure for a couple weeks, I felt like, okay, there's no way that I can make it. One, to my C-section date, which I will get into, and then to the new postponed C-section date. Like there's just no way. Okay, so then I get home. I finish making the flautas, right? Everything's fine. My NST testing is fine. There's no contractions, or there was like one little itty bitty contraction on my NST. And I go home, I make flautas, okay? And it was a really good dinner. Like overall, I had a great time eating the day before I went into labor. I get home and I didn't even overeat. I didn't overeat. Like I had like 3 to 4 flautas, and that's a good amount, okay? Kind of had them later, right? So at this point in my pregnancy, I am 36 weeks, okay? And I have bad acid reflux, of course, but I don't know, what I was eating, I didn't feel like should have given me bad acid reflux. I just felt like I could not breathe, right? I'm getting ready for bed. I normally get into bed around 8 o'clock, and I did eat late. Dude, I have no clue what went on, but I am pacing. Like after I'm done with dinner, clean up, whatever, I could not breathe. It felt like, okay, it felt like I know baby B's foot, because he's head down, his feet would always be in my rib cage, and baby A was always so small, so I never really felt bothered by him. But baby B, oh my gosh, dude, I don't even know. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I needed to walk a mile, because it almost felt like I needed to like let my food go down, but also it was just so uncomfortable, okay? So uncomfortable. I ended up walking around the house. Like I just went from my room to different rooms, walking, and I'm like this. Like, I cannot breathe. Kenny's like, are you okay? Like, do you need to go to the hospital? I'm like, no, I don't think I need to go to the hospital. Like, I'm not having any contractions. I just cannot breathe. I just can't. And I don't know what the heck. It was just a weird feeling. Being around the house for about 30 minutes. And I'm trying to figure out if I can, I don't know, if I can even lay down comfortably. It was uncomfortable to lay down. Like, I felt like I needed to, because, okay, my belly was so big, guys, that I couldn't just, like, sit up straight like this. I had to, like, sit up like this, but then if I sit up like this, I felt like my food was coming up. So there was, like, no way for me to get comfortable. Like, it was awkward. It was uncomfortable. I was 200 pounds, too, okay? 200 pounds, and I was just, I don't know, it was just so big, like from every angle, and it was just so tight. I couldn't move. So anyway, that was really uncomfortable. But before I get into the night of how that went, I just want to give you guys for reference. I had a crazy experience with my pregnancy, right? Like there was just so much going on, okay? When I first found out I was pregnant, I found out I was having twins, okay? The first ultrasound that I had, the lady was like, oh, you have fraternal twins because you have a separate sac and you have a separate placenta. And I was like, okay, I have fraternal twins, which makes sense because that runs in my dad's side of the family, right? Then I ended up doing genetic testing. Genetic testing told me that I had identical twins. So I was like, what the heck? I have identical twins. So then I finally went to a high-risk doctor, which was like a few weeks later, probably about a month later at my 20-week appointment. And they're like, oh, no, you have the same placenta. Okay, they share the same placenta and they're in separate sacs. Okay, so I was like, okay, crazy. That's how it normally is when you have identical twins. So then I freaking did not like that high risk doctor. I did not like my first OB. Not that I didn't like him, I just didn't see him, and I was already 22 weeks, and I don't know how I was such a high risk. I didn't see my doctor. So anyway, I dropped my first OB. Then I'm about 27 or 28 weeks I'm about 24, 25 weeks. And I dropped my high risk doctor because every time I went to my high risk doctor, there was something that he had to complain about or he had to like scare me with. And it was just very nonchalant. And I felt like I'm not a first time mom, but I'm also a first time twin mom. So I don't feel like anything was like thoroughly explained. He was very vague and he kind of just like left you hanging. And that was only if he went to go in to see you. I always saw the ultrasound tech. So I would get scared every single time. But anyway, the reason why this is important is because I ended up leaving him, right? And I go to a new one. So if you're from the Valley, I went to Valley Children's Maternal Fetal Center. I go there, the first freaking appointment, they're like, you don't have the same placenta. They are separate. And I'm like, what? So then I have this long 3-hour appointment. They're trying to figure it out. They're going back and forth with doctors. They're trying to look at images, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out that I have separate sacs, separate placentas, but they are still identical twins. So it's only about 30% of women that have identical twins with the separate sac and separate placenta. And it's something about like the eggs split before, I'm not really sure. That's something, if you guys want to research, you look it up. Something about like, the egg splitting before, I don't know. So they're still identical. And anyway, I go through all that, right? So I start going to Valley Children's. And it's an okay experience. They take forever too there, which is fine. But you're able to see a doctor every time, which is cool. So every time I left the appointment, I was able to see a doctor. Now it's time to schedule my C-section date because when you're a twin mom, you cannot go to 40 weeks. Like you can't go past 38 weeks. So now that I have separate sac, separate placenta, I'm not considered as high risk. When they thought I had the same placenta, I was going to deliver at 36 weeks. Well, then my original OB was like, okay, now that you have separate sac, separate placenta, you're going to deliver at 38. And my C-section date was scheduled for May 15th. So May 15th was supposed to be the day that I was supposed to go in. Well, then I'm just going to my routine appointments, right? But I went to Valley Children's one last appointment, which was a Friday, which was the Friday before I delivered. I don't know if I told you guys this. Sorry, I know this is labor delivery, but I'm trying to like give you guys a whole like rundown of everything that kind of what happened the last like couple months too, or the last like couple weeks leading up to labor. That Friday, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I had cholestasis. I didn't even know what cholestasis was, but I was itchy all over. I didn't understand. I felt like I was fiending for something. I don't even understand what it was, but I just thought like a bug bit me or something. Well, anyway, finds out that I have cholestasis and it's something it's bile that affects your liver. And that Friday, the doctor was like, oh, that's not good. Like if you do have cholestasis and it is at a high number, we're going to have to like get you in and you're going to have to deliver these babies right away. But blood work here in the Central Valley takes freaking forever. Okay. That specific place that takes your blood to figure out if you have cholestasis, there's only one in the whole Central Valley, Central and South Valley. So yeah, Central, South, and North Valley. I'm like, are you kidding me? So anyway, the doctor was really concerned because he was like, okay, not only that, baby A, who is Lennox, he's not growing as fast as baby B. So I'm going to deliver you at 37 weeks. He said, I'm going to put in a request for you to get delivered at 37 weeks, not 38. Well, then Kenny starts to ask like, do you think if she delivered at 37 weeks, like the babies will have to be in the NICU? And he's like, yeah, most likely they will. And especially if baby A is still so small because he's only measuring 4 pounds. And Kenny was like, well, do you think like, this is a really good thing. Like, I don't really know anything about the medical. Well, like terminology and stuff, and like Kenny does. So he was like, well, do you think a steroid shot would like help her? And doctor was like, you know what, like why don't we schedule you for a steroid shot, so that way if you do go into labor earlier than the 37 weeks, baby A won't have to be in the NICU and his lungs will be developed. I had to end up getting on medication that Friday for the cholestasis, and then I had to go get a freaking steroid shot. What hurts so bad because it's in your butt and it just hurts. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it hurts so bad. And I only needed to get once. I guess like there's new research where you only have to do it twice, but in a 24-hour period. So I got my steroid shot Friday, and then I did it again the next day on Saturday. Glad I did that because that I think helped, make my experience a lot better, so that way baby A wouldn't be in the NICU. There's all that information. I was going to get a new scheduled date to deliver at 37 weeks, but then like I call Monday, Tuesday to my original OB. My OB was like, I don't really think that you need to go in at 37 weeks for baby A. I'm not really that concerned, but I'll get back to you. He's going to go talk to the other doctor at Valley Children's. Lots of back and forth with these doctors. I have no clue. They don't listen to each other. I'll tell you that. They don't. None of that mattered because on the 29th, right, I started to feel that uncomfortable feeling, right? Now it's Tuesday the 29th that I'm going and talking about, okay? I'm feeling uncomfortable, not feeling good. Kenny's like, are you having contractions? I'm like, no, like I'm having cramps, but I don't feel like it's a contraction. Like I don't know. Like, what is a contraction? I don't even know. Because mind you, I was forced to go into labor at 41 weeks. Not forced, but my body was not ready. I was never dilated. I never had a contraction except for when before I got the epidural with Penny. Okay, so I didn't really know what any of this felt like. I mentioned that I was on that medication that I had to get last Friday for cholestasis. Well, it's a medication. You have to go pee a lot because it's cleansing out your liver. Okay, so for that whole week, I'm peeing all the time. But this time was so weird, okay? I was getting up to pee so often. I felt like every 30 minutes. I'm going pee every 30 minutes. And Kenny wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. No. Kenny wakes up at 3:30, I think. Yeah, Kenny wakes up at 3:30 to go to work in the morning. I think it's 3:30. I think he had to be there a little bit earlier, right? So he was up and I hear him and I go pee again around like 3:56 or something like that, okay? And I go pee and then I come back to bed and I'm like, okay, I don't know why I need to go to the restroom again. It feels weird. Like, I don't know why I'm going to the restroom so much. Like, is this medication working freaking overtime? Like, I don't get it. When I get back into bed, right, I try going to pee again and nothing's coming out. So I'm like, whatever, Jackie, like just try to go to bed because at this point I'm exhausted. My stomach still feels like I can't breathe and it's really uncomfortable. I did not sleep good at all. And I need sleep because I know Penny's probably going to wake up early. It's 4:15. I'm laying down on my side, on my left side. This is Kenny's spot. I sleep over here. And I'm laying down and my whole body is to the left, okay? One leg is on top of each other. And I close my eyes. I'm trying to envision it for you guys because if you guys follow my stories or anything like that, you guys know that I wanted a dramatic experience, okay? Like I wanted it to be dramatic. Like I wanted my water to break so bad because I wanted my body to go into labor naturally, you know? Going into labor, into forced labor with the freaking Cervidil and all that stuff sucks, okay? Getting induced sucks, and I did not want that. Like, I did not want that. I'm laying down on my side, and I'm like this, and I feel like a little gush, almost like I peed a little bit, and I was like, oh my God. Here I go again, because I pee in my pants sometimes, you know, because I'm pregnant. I have a lot of pressure down there, right? I was like, Jackie, are you peeing on yourself? Like in your sleep? Like that's how bad? Like, you know, I feel another little, it wasn't like a big old gush. Like it was like a small thing, like, psh, like a little pee, you know, like kind of like when you sneeze and you pee your pants a little bit. It felt like that a little bit. So, but not like so, not so hard. Like it was just like it was like a twinkle. It was like a twinkle of pee. And I was like, is that pee? And then it happened again. So then I freaking get up and I panic. And Penny sleeps with us, okay? And Kenny's getting ready to like leave the house, okay? I hear him. And I go straight to the restroom. I pull down my 20s and I see that my 20s are soaked. Okay, my 20s are soaked. I start freaking out. I'm on the toilet, hyperventilating. And I'm like, babe, I tell Kenny, babe, my water broke. Like as dramatic as it is. Okay. And I was like, oh my God. Like I thought I wanted it dramatic until like it actually happened. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't want it to be like this. Like not at 4:00 in the morning where I couldn't even say bye to Penny. Like I felt so sad. I was like, oh my God. So then Kenny comes in here and he's like, okay, so we're doing it. And I was like, okay, what do you mean we're doing it? And then I had my hospital bag packed, but there were some things that I needed. But I kind of just start panicking. I kind of just start panicking and I cannot stop the water breaking because I was like, maybe I am just peeing on myself. Like, maybe this isn't a water breaking. And Kenny was like, let me see. Let me see your water breaking. Yeah, the freaking fluid is just coming out and coming out and coming out. And Kenny was like, okay, like I'm on the toilet trying to figure out like, what is this? He's being calm. He's like, okay, let me call my Aunt Paula because I know she's probably awake. So he calls Aunt Paula, which is my mother-in-law's sister. And it's or was it a Friday? No. She had to call into work. It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday the 30th, right? Yeah, Wednesday the 30th. And she's like, yeah, I can go over there. So she calls into work and she comes and it's 4:15 that my water broke that I have on time, right? And I was like, well, I'm taking a freaking shower. You know, I'm getting into the shower. Like, I ain't going in there with this freaking stuff all over me, you know? So I take a shower. I don't want my hair or anything, but I just wanted to feel good and relaxed. And dude, I'm not rushing, but we're like also taking our time. I was like, I don't know why we were taking our time. I guess I was almost like afraid to leave because that meant like there's no going back. Like I'm coming back with 2 kids and I'm going to have a toddler and like everything's going to change. Like, I don't know. It felt so strange. Kenny, I'm taking a shower. Kenny comes in. He's like, what do I wear? And I don't know why I did not pack anything. So if you guys are watching this video, pack some clothes for your man or have them pack it because Kenny was like, what do I wear? What do I do? Like, I don't know what to take. I'm like, take your charger, take your freaking clothes. Like, I don't know. Like, just take like whatever. Like, I'm freaking panicking right now. And then I'm crying, like sobbing. I think I have a video of me crying. Of course, I needed to record myself crying. You know what I mean? Because I was leaving Penny and I was so sad. Like, I wanted to be able to be like, bye, Penny. Like, I'm going to go have brothers. Like, I want to be able to talk to her, you know? So, and maybe it was best that she was asleep because I don't think she would have been able to handle me leaving. Ooh, my boobs. They're tight right now. I'm going to have to pump soon. So, I'm crying and I'm freaking out. Anyway, I get out of the shower and guess what? I'm still leaking. My water is still breaking, I guess. I still don't feel cramp. I feel cramps, but I don't think it's a contraction. There's no blood or anything, but dude, I don't have any pads. I don't have any pads. I don't know why I don't have pads. Where the freaking pads at? I for sure thought I was going to have a C-section. So I mean, I guess you still bleed with a C-section, but I don't even know why I didn't have any pads. That was like the one thing that I forgot. Like, I didn't cross my mind. Okay. That's like the most important thing too. Okay. Well, I freaking get hella toilet paper and I'm trying to use it as a pad. I get new chonies on and I put hecka toilet paper down and, anyway, Aunt Paula gets here about 40 minutes later and we're getting all our stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any pads. I said it out loud. Like the stuff is leaking through my chonies and it's leaking through the toilet paper. So then Aunt Paula goes, you don't have a diaper? I said, no, I didn't buy any for myself. And she's like, no, for Penny. Like, you don't have one of Penny's or the boys' diaper? And I was like, yeah, I guess I could use that. So Aunt Paula goes to my linen closet where I have all the diapers stuff. She brings me a pull-up. Penny's pull-up. Penny's Elsa pull-up. So I get me some new chonies. I take my soaking wet toilet paper out of my kooks. She brings me the pull-up. And dude, I wore Penny's pull-up to the hospital. Obviously it didn't fit over my legs, but I like just opened the thing up and it was just one huge uncomfortable freaking thing that it wasn't tight or anything. I put on some chonies to try to, pull it all in together. But yeah, I'm already wearing a diaper and I'm not even postpartum yet. We get in and I'm freaking out. I say bye to Penny. She didn't wake up, but I just gave her a little kiss and I was like sad about it. And we get in the truck and I just like, me and Kenny were just like, I can't believe this. Like, we're literally going to have our kids either today or tomorrow. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a surreal experience. Like, I was crying. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, I want to cry right now. So we get into the hospital. He drops me off in front. I get ready. I go up to the OBED because I'm delivering at St. Agnes. And, it was really funny because I'm freaking out. Like, I'm crying. Like, I'm like having this like dramatic experience. I have my daughter's freaking pull-up diaper on. And then I get to the OBED. You have to ring it in and say like, hey, what happened? And they ask you like, hey, what happened? And I'm like, my water broke. And they're like, okay, have a seat. What? Like they stopped my dramatic pause for me. They were like, okay, have a seat. I was like, what do you mean? You're not going to will me in here and like deliver the babies right now? Like, it's like when the music is like super fast, and it's like all slow now. I'm like, what the heck? This isn't dramatic now. So anyway, Kenny couldn't go in there with me. He had to wait. So he was waiting out in the waiting room. And I'm like, all right. So I get in there. They're asking me all my questions and stuff like that. They weigh me in. I'm a whopping 200 pounds, okay, prior to delivery. All right. I think I already told you guys that. And I was like, wow, I made it. I made it here. I knew I was going to make it. It's that IHOP. It was all the food that I ate before. They're like, okay, there's like a lot going on right now. So we're just going to have you wait in this little triage center. So I wait there. Not much going on. I'm just talking to myself, thinking about every scenario, thinking about how I could literally have a baby right now on the ground, and they're not even concerned. They're not even concerned. But I went in an hour later after my so it was like 5:15 by the time, or it was like 5:30 by the time I got there. They have me like a little room, right? And it's not a room, it's like a little curtain thing. Like basically if you're in the ER, which I was in the ER, but it was for pregnant women. And she has me take off all my clothes, and she had to test me to see if my cholestasis went bad. I don't remember what it was. And then she had to check to see how dilated I was. So I was dilated at a 3 when she checked me. And then like after an hour, Kenny was finally able to come back with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't like being alone here. So by this time it was like 6:30, and I guess like a new shift comes in at 7. So she was like, when the new shift comes, then you'll get a room. I have these 2 young girls come, and I think it's kind of funny. Like I forget, like nurses, they were younger. They were like, I felt like 21, and it just felt like, wow, I'm putting my trust in these 21-year-olds. Like I'm 30 years old. Like not that, like they obviously went to school and all that stuff, but it's just kind of funny as an experience. Like, all right, we're going to do this. You're going to help me. Like, okay. Like it felt like it was cool. And I go and they get me a room, and this is the room that will not have the babies in. So when you have a C-section, or when you are delivering multiples, no matter what, you are going to deliver in an operating room, because just in case your second baby doesn't come out, you might need to do a C-section, because there's a lot that can happen with baby B. Baby A could be ready to go and out, but baby B could be like not really wanting to turn, or is not breached, or he does end up turning back the other way. There's just like a lot of complications that can happen. I don't know if you knew this, but 75% of women in the United States have C-sections when they have multiples. So I was prepared to have a C-section. They asked me, so did you want to do a C-section, or did you want to have them vaginally? And I was like, honestly, I was scared shitless saying it, but I was like, vaginally. I was scared of both, to be honest. I didn't want a C-section only because the recovery was going to be so rough. And I know that there are hundreds and thousands of women that have C-sections and they're fine. And some people say the recovery is fine. Some people say it's terrible. But I just felt like, I don't know. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. And I didn't want vaginal because I thought it was like, oh, so cool, or like, yeah. Like if I had to do C-section, of course I'm going to do that. But I just said vaginal because I was like, if both babies are head down, like I guess like let's try, you know? I ended up getting my own room. Kenny and I are there, and I was like, damn it, I didn't eat anything for breakfast. Like I'm hungry, and they're like, I don't think you should be eating. So I couldn't eat anything. We asked them the question, like, do you think we're gonna have the babies today? And she's like, oh yeah, you're definitely having the babies today, the nurses said. And I'm like, what? Like there's no time? There's no time to just chill? Like nothing at all. And then I asked, is my doctor going to deliver the babies? And they're like, no, we don't think so. There's a different doctor on call. And she's really good, they said. All morning, I'm just kind of contracting. And they asked me if I wanted an epidural, right? And listen, I am a lover of epidural. Okay. I had it with Penny, and it was the most amazing thing in the world. When I tell you that it felt so good to not feel anything. Like I didn't even feel I didn't feel Penny when I pushed out. I didn't feel a single thing. Like epidural was truly the most amazing thing in the world, okay? To me. So I was like, yeah, I want epidural. Like I want it bad. I want it bad. So the first time I delivered was at Clovis Community. This time I'm at a new doctor, and this time at a new hospital, and it's, St. Agnes, like I mentioned. The anesthesiologist was like, listen, we have, I guess there was a ton of babies born that day, a ton. So she was like, we have a whole bunch of people having babies today, and there's a whole lineup, and I have to be in there for so many C-sections back to back. So I'm like, okay. I was 4 centimeters dilated, and I was like, you know what, let's just take it. Because I am, I guess at this point, contracting. They have the, NST, they have those monitors on me to check. So I get the epidural, and it does not feel good. Like, I don't know why. With Penny's epidural, with the epidural at Clovis Community, guys, it was epiduraling, okay? I didn't feel it even going in my back. I didn't feel anything. Like, I was numb from the waist down. Like, it was literally, truly an amazing experience with the epidural. This epidural was terrible. The way that I felt it in my back, like going in my back, it felt uncomfortable. Like I felt like I couldn't move. And the thing didn't even work. It didn't even work. Okay. Like I think like maybe my thighs were numb, but my legs weren't. I could still feel, I can move my feet. I can move my legs. I felt a whole bunch of contractions, and the pelvic pain it hurt so bad. Like it hurt. Like I don't know. I felt everything, and I was like, this is not the epidural that I remember. Like who? And it wasn't an anesthesiologist. It was a person underneath an anesthesiologist who put it in me. I'm not saying that's the reason why it didn't work, but I don't know if St. Agnes and Clovis has two different things of epidural or what, but it didn't work. It did not feel good. So anyway, by this time, I think we're like at 11 o'clock, right? It's like 11, and I'm just chilling, I guess. Oh, I'm trying to go to sleep. Because I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm in pain. And they're trying to get me ready for labor and breech or whatever. They give me Pitocin as well because I stopped contracting. I think they said that when you get epidural, sometimes it stops your contractions. So they had to give me Pitocin. And I'm getting ready for labor just in case, like going back and forth or whatever. And they check to see if I'm dilated. I'm like at a 7. I think I'm like at a 7. Everything was just happening so fast. I think Pitocin does help speed up the process as well. Epidural, I knew that I was going to throw up. I get super nauseous. I throw up like, and then I get the chills like I'm having a fever. I ended up vomiting. I'm pretty sure a lot of women experience that, but I experienced it with Penny. I was vomiting. I was nauseous. I was not feeling good. I still felt everything. I felt freaking all the pain, all the contractions. Now I am contracting and I'm feeling it. It's 1 o'clock. They check to see how far I'm dilated again. And I think it's like a 8 or a 9. something like that, right? So like, okay, well, we're going to get you ready and prepped. In an hour, we're going into the operating room. So it's 1 o'clock. So like by 2 o'clock, you're going to be in the operating room. Okay. Oh, it was 1:15. Yeah, it was 1:15. So 1:15 to 2:15. They're like, we're going to get you prepped and we're going to get you ready to go. And you're going to go into the operating room. And I was like, oh my gosh, like the countdown begins. Like 1 more hour. We're freaking doing it. 2:15 comes around and then the dramatics like really come in and it's wild. Well, they take me away and they're like, okay, dad, like you're going to have to stay here. And it's like, one thing is like, I get scared. I'm like, no, I want him with me. Like, what if I go into labor while transferring me to the next room and he misses it? Like, I don't know. I think the worst. Kenny's getting ready to go into the operating room. I'm getting transferred over there. And let me tell you, this is like crazy. The operating room is crazy. Okay. You go in there and it's like this weird cold room. Okay. It's a white, big, cold room and they're bright lights. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm in a movie. And there are so many people, guys. There are so many people. It was chaotic. They get me in. The NICU people are right here. The freaking anesthesiologist is behind me. Everyone's getting ready. There's so many nurses around. There's so many just people and help. Like, I don't know who these people are. And I was just thinking like, oh, maybe everyone's here to just help and assist. So I think it was 2:15. Yeah, 2:15 by the time I get in there. And for 15 minutes, they're just going crazy. Everybody's running around. Everyone's doing this, and that. Get this, and that. And I'm just like, they take away my phone. So I'm just like, oh my God. And I want to ask if I can like record, but like, I'm not like weird like that. Even though I like to create content, I don't like in a setting where I feel like it's, I don't know, people's faces or anything. Like, I don't like to record I don't even like to ask because it feels weird. Like, I don't know. I kind of just like read the room. Well, they take away my phone. They take away my little, my thing that I was using, my comb for my pressure points. Okay. And Kenny is not in the room. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, can my husband come in here? Like, can somebody call my husband? Well, it was like 15 or 20 minutes later. Or no, it was about 15 minutes later. And they're like, oh, can dad, one of the nurses, I think she knew that I wanted him in there. I was like, can you call him? And she was like, can we get the dad in here now? Like, everything seems to be put together. And so Kenny was able to come in here. And like I said, that there was like 20 people in there. I thought they were all going to leave and it was just going to be a couple nurses and the doctor. No. This time before I went into the operating room, I'm dilated at a 10. So I'm ready. The cervix is softened. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like everyone is going to be in here, like looking at me deliver these babies. Like, I just felt freaked out. And okay, you guys know, like, I like make content. This is like, I'm not even trying to say it in a way. I'm not a big like content creator or influencer or whatever it is. I'm not. But I felt like, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if anybody knows me in here. Not in a way where like, I think it's cool, but in a way where I'm like, everyone's going to see my vajayjay. They're going to be like, I follow this girl on social media and I saw her vajayjay. I don't know why I'm so immature like that like obviously they're nurses and they do their job and they're not going to be like, oh yeah, I saw that girl's vajay. I saw her twins be delivered, even though that's a cool story to tell. So I just thought like, okay, I hope like they're all women. There's all women in here. It'll be fine, right? So anyway, as I'm about to like start pushing and stuff, like I look to the left and there's like a man, but he's like not looking, but he's off to the side. I'm like, what's that guy doing in here? Okay. Well, okay. So there's all these people around me. Kenny's over here to the left side of me. And they just want him to like, I guess, like stay here. He couldn't go on that side because there's so many people. He couldn't watch them like come out like he did with Penny. So the anesthesiologist is behind me. And I'm feeling really overwhelmed, guys, because there's so many people. It was so chaotic. And now the doctor's in here. They have my legs up, like, and they have them dangling on these, I don't know, it felt like chained, like it almost, I'm going to show you guys a picture. My legs were up and it just felt like, I don't know, everything was exposed. I felt super overwhelmed. So when I feel that way, like I kind of like shut down. So I'm in pain and I'm hearing this, like all these people around me, and I'm like trying to breathe. So I'm like breathing in and out, like, and I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. Okay. Like, I'm being as calm as I can. And everyone's looking around and everyone's staring at me. Okay. Now that like my legs are up, everyone's staring at me. And, thank goodness I had Kenny going with the trimmer a couple weeks ago because I didn't know everybody was going to have a little show. There's two things I was worried about. I was like, oh my God, they're going to watch me tear. They're going to watch this baby come out of me, and they're going to watch me poop on this bed. So anyway, everyone's looking at me, and I'm like, just staring at everyone back. I'm like, are you guys waiting for me? They're like, yes, we're waiting for you. I didn't get no countdown or anything like that. So I thought that was strange. I was like, okay, I didn't know that you guys were waiting. Okay. So, I ended up, like starting to say, okay, well, let's push then. And I'm breathing and I'm going, "Ooh," and the anesthesiologist was like, you can yell, right? Like, you're being really calm about this. You're being like, you can cuss, like you could do whatever you want. Like, you can. And I'm feeling the freaking pain and it hurts so bad. And I don't even know what's going on. Like, I feel like I blacked out, but I'm breathing. And she was like, you know what? I hear her tell Kenny, give me your phone so I can record this. And I was like, oh, okay. We're going to get some content. I don't know if I'll post it. Maybe I'll post a little bit of a clip of me like actually screaming because I'm like this. And then I'm like, fuck. Like, I say the F word. I'm like, F. I say the F word. And then I just like scream, and then I like scream again. And I only did like a couple pushes, and baby A came out, and I don't even know what was happening, guys. Like, he just comes out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I delivered one baby vaginally. Like, I delivered one. And I felt like I literally blacked out. Like, I heard the scream. Kenny goes over there to look. Kenny is feeling like very chaotic too, because it's not like he can like hold the baby. So he goes over there with the NICU people and he's making sure everything's fine. Like, is baby's lungs developed? Is he okay? And I'm still on the bed, and they're like, okay, you did it, mama. Okay, one more, like, we got one more baby. And I knew they've said this before, and the doctor told me, like, you can be in here for hours, for second baby. So she goes, you can be in here for hours, and it could take a really long time for the second baby to come out. And I was like, I just went through hell with this first one. So how like they say the ring of fire when the baby's head comes out? Okay, I felt that. Okay, that's how I know the epidural for sure did not work, because I did not feel any of that with Penny. I did not feel any of it. So I feel baby Lennox, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I pushed that baby out. Like, that hurt me. Like, that hurt so bad. Like, it was a crazy experience. Like, I can't believe I felt the baby come out, and I don't even know the experience. I can't even believe we open up that much, because baby Lennox comes out, and I just feel this thing coming out of my body. Like, you feel it. Like, you feel first the head, that ring of fire. It hurts so bad. And she's grabbing the baby, and you just feel everything stretching and coming out. Like, I don't even know. That was crazy. So then Kenny is trying to figure out if baby Lennox needs to be in the NICU, if he's okay. And he's like, fine. He's like totally okay. And I'm trying to push for the second one, because like I mentioned, they told me that it could take hours. And I'm just like, I don't got hours. I don't want hours. I want this baby out of me. Like, I can't. So then, like, I don't know what it was, but my like mind shifted into this mode where it was like, all right, we're getting this shit done, and we're getting it done now. Okay. And we ain't waiting. Okay. So it's crazy, because they say that, my doctor even told me, like, the reason why he couldn't deliver me is because the second baby, it could take some people have one twin on one day, and then hours later, the next day, it could be 10 hours for the next day, and then the baby's born the next day. He's like, I didn't have that much time. They had to do a check to see if baby was still head down with the ultrasound for baby B, and he was still head down, and he could turn, he could do all these things, and he could be really, really, really difficult to come out. So I was like, no, you're not gonna be difficult with me, Cash. You're not gonna be difficult with me. So I guess Kenny has the baby Lennox right here with him, and I held baby Lennox, or they gave me a little picture with baby Lennox, which I'll post on here, and I'm like smiling. I don't know what's going on, but Kenny has baby Lennox. He's in awe, and he's like super excited. I'm like, all right, Mama, let's try to push again. You ready? And I was like, yeah, like I'm ready. Like I don't want to wait. I want this over with. I want this done. Like let's go. And I push, and I'm like, okay, like nothing came out, and I'm like, I'm praying to God. I'm like, Lord, please, like let me just deliver this baby. I don't want a C-section. I'm in this too far, too deep. I don't want to be here for hours. Like I don't want any of this. Like please, Lord. I was just like begging, and then I'm like freaking screaming. And baby Cash is like 1 pound heavier than baby Lennox. So his hurt even freaking more. So everyone's like, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. Like everybody's cheering me on. I push just 10 minutes apart. Okay. 10 minutes later, baby Lennox was born at 2:48 and baby Cash was born at 2:58. So I ended up pushing just a couple times, and like he's almost there. He's almost there. Pushed him out, and that felt even worse because he was a lot more dense, a lot more heavier. It felt like even 1 pound just made a difference, 4 pounds to 5 pounds. And she grabbed him, and I'm like, I couldn't even believe I did it. I couldn't believe I did it. I couldn't believe I did it. Like my body, I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but like I literally told my body, I was like, no, we are going to deliver both of them right now. We're not having a C-section for the second. And we're pushing him, and you're going to get out baby Cash. And he did. And it was so insane. And it was a crazy experience, guys. It was a crazy experience. They both were here. They did not need to go to the NICU. So thank God, hence the reason why I told you the story about the steroid shot, because that really helped baby Lennox. They did say, the doctor was like, oh, your baby will have to be in the NICU if he's 4 pounds. And he was, but by the grace of God, he didn't have to be, because I think that steroid shot helped his lungs be developed. He was totally fine. He was great. And yeah, guys, I had them, and they were, pushed on my stomach afterwards. It was fine. It was so surreal. And we went back to our room, and it was crazy. It was nuts. It was insane. Like I didn't even know. Like they were just like sleeping. They were calm when we got out. And now I guess it was just like focused on me. So they had to come in every 15 minutes to press on my stomach, which hurt so bad. Because my uterus was so spread out and so big, because I had 2 babies in there, it hurt so bad, guys. I think it hurt worse than the contractions almost. Like it hurt. I don't even know how to describe the pain, but they'd come in here and they would press on my stomach and try to get all the blood out. Well, they were doing that for about an hour. And I was in so much pain that I needed like something. They're like, do you want like a stronger narcotic or something like that? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should be having that, but I wanted to vomit. It was terrible. An hour goes by, and the girls are getting really concerned because I have bad blood clots, and my hemoglobin, my blood count was at a 9, and a normal blood count is supposed to be at a 16. So I'm like pale to the face, and blood count's at a 9. I don't even know what's really going on. Kenny's talking to them, and they're like, okay, we're going to give you some medication to get these blood clots out. That medication did not work. It failed or whatever, and the blood clots were just not coming out. So I had a pregnancy hemorrhage. Is that what it's called? A hemorrhage. And anyway, the doctor ended up coming in about 2 hours later, and she was like, how long have you had these blood clots? She was talking to the nurses. How long has she had the blood clots? And they were like, for the last 2 hours, and we've been pushing every 15 minutes and nothing, it's not working. She's like, okay, if this doesn't work, you're going to have to do a D&C. And a D&C is technically an abortion, where they go in there and they scrape everything out. And, so they have to put me to sleep. And then I'm freaking out. I'm like, I just had kids and I'm going to have to do that. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't want to be put to sleep right now. I don't want to be put to sleep. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing that can happen. So she was like, but first I'm going to try something. She's like, I have to go inside and get all the blood clots out with my hand. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So she goes in there and she sticks her whole freaking arm up there, all the way here. I didn't even know that could happen. Okay. Goes in there, grabs all like Kenny just sees everything. He's like, oh my God, like that's crazy. So he's watching her take all this blood. It hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. Like it was the most uncomfortable thing ever, ever. Okay. And I wanted to cry. I felt like crying because it hurt so bad. And then afterwards, she's like, okay, well, we'll check on you in about an hour, or we'll still continue to check on you and monitor you, see if you need a DNC. If not, because we need to do that right away. Girls were coming back. She's like, okay, you have a few blood clots still. And I'm just like, okay, Lord, come on. Like I'm praying, come on. I don't want to do the DNC. I don't want to go to sleep. Like I have 2 kids already, Lord. Like what's going on? Why you gotta do this to me? Anyway, about an hour later, I still had blood clots, but they tried one more thing, and I can't remember what it was. But after another hour, they were able to see that I did not need a DNC anymore. So I was really scared and afraid of that. So I did have the hemorrhage. My blood count did go to a 9. But I was really pale and I was like super out of it. Like I felt out of it. Like I felt super dizzy. Like I felt like, yeah, I guess like when you lose blood, you're just like, I don't know. I felt like dizzy and like, ugh. But after that, after we figured out that we didn't need that, it was fine. But my uterus still did hurt. Like I couldn't believe how much it hurt. And, I was just in so much pain from that. Like so much pain. It hurt so bad. Really, guys, after that, like I had, after this kind of crazy experience, you guys know, if you didn't know, I found out I was pregnant the day before my grandma passed away. And I didn't know I was pregnant during the time that I was helping her in the hospital and going back and forth and like trying to be there for her, especially when she was on hospice and the hospital visits, like going there twice a day. Like I had a really stressful first trimester. I was up all hours of the night. I couldn't sleep. I was crying every day. Sorry. I haven't talked about my grandma's like death really out loud, but I felt like I've had such a good experience, like even with the small scares, like being able to deliver them naturally, even with like the filled epidural or whatever, like vaginally, being able to deliver them vaginally without needing a C-section. And the boys were healthy and they didn't need to be in the NICU. Like, I don't know, I felt like that was like my grandma just telling God, like, take it easy on her. Like, she doesn't need it. She doesn't need to go through anything else. So I was like so thankful, like even if I had to do a DNC, like to do all that, like thank God, like my babies are still like very healthy and I don't need to stay behind because I did deliver at 36 weeks, 4 weeks early. And there was a high chance that baby Lennox would have had to been in the NICU. So I was so grateful and so happy. Sorry to just cry on you guys, but I really felt like it was a really blessed experience. And at St. Agnes, I have to be honest with you guys, like my delivery, like with Penny at Clovis Community, not one nurse would come in when the baby was crying or let me sleep or do any of that stuff. Like every person at St. Agnes was so sweet. Every nurse, every person that was checking the baby's blood sugars, which they had to do often because the baby's blood sugars kept dropping and dropping and dropping. So they had to come and do some, I can't even remember what they had to do about the blood sugars, whatever. But their jaundice levels were fine and stuff like that. Anybody who came in was just so sweet, who checked on the boys, checked on us. This is how bad it was. They would change the baby's diapers every single time that they came in. I had some amazing nurses, especially our night nurse. She was so awesome. She would take the babies to let us sleep. She would rock them. She would swaddle them for us. She did so much for us. Like, I think that's where my postpartum, I feel like super happy and grateful for, because from the start, I had a good experience, and I didn't have a good experience even at Clovis. Like Penny never stopped crying. Nobody came in to check on us. Nobody said, hey, you know what? You guys need some sleep. Like nobody cared for us. I felt like the way that St. Agnes and their care providers cared for us. Like I highly recommend them if you want to deliver there. Like, they were super amazing. So our day nurse, our night nurse, super sweet. They did so much for us. They gave us extra diapers. Another thing too is that the babies were so small that they weren't good at like sucking, so they had donor milk and we were feeding them through syringes. They would come in, feed them through syringes. I would have the lactation consultant. I didn't even see a lactation consultant at Clovis. Like, they would just come in, like, they were just so helpful, so sweet. They're like bringing us food and snacks, and like, I don't know, I just really appreciated each and every person that went in. They, like I mentioned, oh, baby has a wet diaper, I'm gonna change his diaper, is that okay? Oh, baby needs to be reswaddled, I'm gonna swaddle them, is that okay? Would you guys like to go get some sleep while I take the babies? Or one nurse stayed in there while we were sleeping, and she's like, I'll stay here with the babies while you guys go to sleep. And like, I just, like, for that, I think now, being a second time mom, like, never take any of that stuff for granted. Like, having help, having a village, like, it starts even in the hospital. So our nurses were so freaking amazing. I appreciate every single one of them. We got to go home, I think, 3 days later, because of the baby. They didn't have any jaundice issues, but it was the blood sugar. We wanted to make sure that their blood sugar was up and it was fine, and they weren't losing any major weight. And everything has been fine, guys. Like, everything has been great. I'm 3 weeks postpartum today, and the boys, they're being a little bit of a crybabies right now, but they're babies, they're newborns. But they have been, it's been great. Like, I feel like I really deserve this experience. Like, I don't know how to like explain this for you, but I had a really bad postpartum depression and anxiety with Penny. And not saying that it's not too early to tell. I might get it in a month or two, but right now, at this moment, with Penny, I was going through it bad. So I'm just like really grateful that I just feel really happy that I have the help here, that Kenny's off, that the nurses were super amazing to us. Like, everybody, like, I don't know, I just feel super blessed. And I feel super happy. That is our labor and delivery story. I will include some clips in for you guys. I think I got it all. It was dramatic. It was crazy. And I'm happy that everything just turned out the way that I said. Like, I was able to deliver vaginally, naturally. I didn't need a C-section. The boys didn't need to be in the NICU. And I say that with grace. I say that with gratitude. Okay. There are tons of babies that need to be in the NICU. There are tons of moms that need a C-section. And I was probably going to be one of those moms, but by the grace of God, or even just like luck, that baby beat ended up turning. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do anything extra to prevent that, besides like doing that little ball workout or whatever. I didn't do anything extra. So I'm not better than the next twin mom, or better than the one that's, before me or after me, like, just because you had that. Like, I'm just saying that I'm grateful for my experience. Having twins, or just even having kids in general, is a hard thing to do, whether you had epidural, had a filled epidural, whether you had them naturally, whether you had them vaginally, whether you had a C-section. Like, it's all hard. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh, I forgot to answer your guys' questions. Okay. How long were you in labor before you gave birth? Did your water break while you were sleeping? Yes. Water broke while I was sleeping. And how long was I in labor before you gave birth? What is labor? Is labor from the moment that I got a bed and like they checked like I was dilated? Or is labor like the moment I went into the operating room? Because if we're talking about the moment I went to the operating room, I have a screenshot, and it was 2:25. No, it was, let me see. So at 2:25, I was in this operating room. So 2:25, and then nobody was around that time. So 2:25. Yeah, I went in there. So 2:25, I think they got everything done. So yeah, it was 2:25, 2:35. I pushed for, I think the moment I started pushing was like at maybe at 40. I don't know. What is labor? I'm so bad. I don't know, guys. I'm just a girl. How did it all happen? Okay, I told you guys all about how it's happened. How was it pushing two babies? How far apart were they? So they were 10 minutes apart, and it was an insane, incredible experience. I felt that ring of fire. That hurt. Two babies coming out of me. Honestly, I was really, really afraid for the second one. Like, I was just like, well, because I thought, I was like, man, I don't want this to result into a C-section. And then also I was just like, damn, that first baby hurt. Like, what is the second one going to feel like? Like, I was actually really afraid and scared. So I packed for the boys, getting my bag ready, and I don't want to overpack. Honestly, I just packed I did pack their swaddles, which I did not need. I just swaddled them with their hospital blankets. You know, I didn't even realize that I didn't need that. So, because they were preemies, so I didn't know what to do, I guess. I did take I took two outfits and then I took two outfits for them. One going home outfit and then one just in case outfit. That's pretty much it, though. I didn't bring anything for them at all. I was bad. Why wasn't I invited to be your unofficial doula and birth photographer? This is Fatima. Honestly, that would have been hilarious. I don't think you would have fit. That would have been like 21 people in the operating room. Was the second baby easier to push out considering your cervix just open? No, I felt like it hurt. Like, I don't know. I felt like I pushed more with the second baby to come out. They say that one is harder, and I did feel like it was more of a challenge for me. And it just hurt a lot more. It hurt a lot more. It burned, it felt like. Oh, I didn't tear either, guys. I did not tear, and I did not poop. Isn't that cool? How bad were your contractions after giving birth? Uterus shrinking. It was the worst experience. It was worse than the contractions to give birth. It hurt really, really bad. I did not experience that with Penny, but they say, yeah, with the multiples, that the uterus shrinking, it hurts a lot more, and it did. It hurt so bad. And they still had the epidural freaking thing in me. I'm like, can somebody rewire this so I didn't have to feel my uterus shrinking? Okay. Did you get the epidural? I did. It just did not feel good. Did your OB deliver, or did you get an on-call? I got an on-call. So that even happened with Penny. I did not get my OB to deliver Penny either. So, but the OB that I had was great. And then no questions. I'm excited to hear your story and excited to hear about your water breaking. Yeah, it was so fun. That was cool. Like, that was super cool.
Go, hard as you can.
Go,
One,
go.
two,
Big push,
three,
big push, that's it.
four,
Go, 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 go,
five,
go, 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 go.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Quick breath. Do it again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Come on,
5.
Mom. Push
Go,
up to
go,
the
go.
sky.
6,
There you go.
7.
Good.
Oh my god, it
You got
hurts so bad.
I know, that's that baby's head coming right on down.
Oh, fuck.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry.
Go.
Again.
If it makes you push harder, do it more.
There you are.
Oh, fuck.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Go, 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 go.
Keep going.
Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god.
Congrats.
And go. Pull the feet back.
Right into that bottom.
2. There you go. 3.
That's it. That's it.
4,
That's it. Come on.
5,
Good.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big breath. Go right back there.
Go.
1, come on. 2, 3. Go, go, go.
There you go.
4,
Come on, Mama.
5,
Let this be it.
6,
There you go.
7,
And that baby great.
8,
Good.
9, 10. Good job. You wanna go again?
Yes.
Okay, go. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Ah,
8,
shit. Oh my god. Oh, yay. Oh, Lord. Oh, no.